Weekend one was no problem whatsoever. There was nobody making any comment.
We checked with some local police. They say they haven't run into many issues so far. At a rally Friday, the founder of Come and Take It Texas suggested you might already be seeing the peak of Texans openly carrying their guns.
I think you're going to see a heightened number because it's a new thing, but it's going to drop off to a pretty small number. 44 other states allow open carry. You really don't see them that often.
President Obama is either seeking to make a substantive change in how America deals with guns, completely off track, spinning his wheels with ideas and orders that will go nowhere, doing the best he can to take the Second Amendment and toss it into the Potomac, or doing what those other elected officials either won't or can't do because they can't stop spitting at each other in D.C. Meantime, in Texas, those guns are there on the hip of licensed owners, and so far, nary a hint of trouble. So let's spin around the dial, wind up in the Lone Star State with the defender of liberty taking target practice at the administration from his chair at KLIF Radio in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, Grant Stinchfield. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Grant. Let's get right to it here. Texas, you can open carry. Any trouble so far?
No, Ed, there's been no trouble. In fact, we had a bunch of callers calling the show yesterday. Only 2 of all our callers saw anybody out there carrying openly, and that's what I expect. Look, this is liberal propaganda. They hate Texas, so they say, oh, my gosh, Texas is open carrying. But you know what? As you just heard in that last clip, there's 44 other states that have open carry. There's never been any problems.
Why do they hate Texas, though, Grant?
Oh, the rest of the country hates Texas because we're so successful at everything we do, Ed. Everything's greater and bigger in Texas. Our economy's doing great. We've got low regulations. The country could take a lesson for how Texas does business here.
Now, isn't it fair to say, though, and there are some lawmakers, for instance, the lieutenant governor of Texas, who talks about open carry laws decrease crime by 25%. Those are a little fudged. Come on, let's be fair. Some of those numbers are not exactly checkable, but let's get down to another set of stats here, that it does work in many cases. And even PolitiFact has checked it and found out that a lot of the felons don't want to talk to anybody who's got a weapon. So is Texas just that far ahead of the curve right now, and the rest of the country's got to catch up?
Well, I think it's true that there is no doubt. The facts say that cities, towns, and states where gun laws are more relaxed, crime is lower. You look at cities like Chicago, cities in Indiana, like Gary, Indiana, that crime is rampant. These all have very, very strict laws when it comes to gun ownership. Texas, we're laxed here because we believe in the Constitution and we believe in liberty and individual rights. And I think that's what you're seeing here.
Don't we, though? And again, Grant, I make this statement every time I talk about this. I am a gun owner. I am also a concealed carrier at this point. But even I want to make sure that every single background check is as tight as humanly possible. I don't want to take one chance that somebody who shouldn't have a weapon should get one. So come on, Grant, don't we have to just admit that it doesn't make a difference where it is? Gun shows, dealers, whatever. Those background checks have to be as tight and as restrictive as possible. Yes?
If you're doing background checks, they need to be done properly. But let's go to the bottom line of all of this. We're not really seeing a problem from gun shows. At all these mass shootings that we've had, nobody bought a gun from a gun show. There is no gun show loophole. Most of those tables that you see there, if not all of them, are gun dealers. They're doing background checks already.
But don't we need to have somebody there just to check, though, Grant? Don't we just have to have somebody there to check?
Congress should.
Because I'll be honest, and I've only got 40 seconds left, I've seen guys buy guns and sell guns for cash at gun shows before. So don't we have to have somebody there making sure that nobody breaks these rules? One person is too many.
So even if that happens, they're well within the law to do that. I'm asking you, have you ever seen a mass shooting come of that? And the answer is no, not yet.
But do we not? And again, I just want to make sure that you and I are on the same page on this. We agree, though, that the background check issue, however it is, needs to be as legally and properly restrictive just to make sure the wrong guy or gal doesn't have a gun in their hands.
What I want, Ed, is I want Congress to come up with the laws. I don't want the president unilaterally acting on all of this. So guys like you and me can debate where background checks should happen, where they shouldn't, how strict we should make the laws. The reality is Congress, the people need to be talking about this, not the president acting as a ruler.
And I'm going to agree with you on that, and we'll end on this note. We'll just say that, yes, we don't want the executive action, but it's about time that the lawmakers in Washington on both sides got off their butts and actually got something done. That's the point here, too. Grant Stinchfield, 570 KLIF in Dallas-Fort Worth. Happy New Year, my friend. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Tell us how you feel on social media about this, because this is lighting it up right now. Everybody's got a comment, whether you own a weapon or not. Facebook, Twitter, email it to us, and we'll talk about it here. Stay with us. The fastest 60 minutes of news continues.